जय राधा माधव कुंज विहारी। जय राधा माधव कुंज विहारी। जय गोपी जन वल्लभ गिरिवरधारी। जय गोपी जन वल्लभ गिरिवरधारी। यशोदनंदना व्रज जनरंजन। यशोदनंदना व्रज जनरंजन। यामुनतीरावनचारि। यामुनतीरावनचारि। जय राधा माधव कुंज विहारी। जय राधा माधव कुंज विहारी। जय गोपी जन वल्लभ गिरिवरधारी। जय गोपी जन वल्लभ गिरिवरधारी। यशोदनंदना व्रज जनरंजन। यामुनतीरावनचारि। यामुनतीरावनचारि। राधा माधव कुंज विहारी। राधा माधव कुंज विहारी। जय गोपी जन वल्लभ गिरिवरधारी। जय गोपी जन वल्लभ गिरिवरधारी। यशोदनंदना व्रज जनरंजन। यशोदनंदना व्रज जनरंजन। यामुनतीरावनचारि। यामुनतीरावनचारि। राधा माधव कुंज विहारी। राधा माधव कुंज विहारी। हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे हरे। हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे हरे। हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे हरे। हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे हरे। हरे राम राम हरे हरे। हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे हरे। हरे राम राम हरे हरे। हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे हरे। हरे राम राम हरे हरे। जय राधा श्याम सुंदर राधा श्याम सुंदर राधे। जय राधा श्याम सुंदर राधा श्याम सुंदर राधे। जय राधा श्याम सुंदर राधा श्याम सुंदर राधे। जय प्रभु पदा जय प्रभु पदा जय प्रभु पदा जय प्रभु पदा। Go Premanande Hari Hari Bo. Sri Radha Madhava Sakhi. This is the live darshan right now from Sridhar Mayapur. Devam Vishnupat Paramhanta Parivraj Kacharya Stotara Satasya Srimati Dravenge Sesi Bhakti Vedanta Swami Prabhupada Ki Jai. Devam Vishnupat Paramhanta Parivraj Kacharya Stotara Satasya Srimati Dravenge Sri Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur Goswami Prabhupada Ki Jai. अनंत कोटि वैष्णव की जय। अमाचार्य दास ठाकुर की जय। प्रेम से कहो श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्तवृंद की जय। श्री राधा कृष्ण गौ गोपीनाथ श्याम कुंद राधा कुंड गिरि गोवर्धन की जय। ब्रजभूमि श्री वृंदावन धाम की जय। नवद्वीप मायापुर धाम की जय। श्री क्षेत्र जगन्नाथपुरी धाम की जय। गंगमय यमुनामय की जय। भक्ति देवी तुलसी महारानी की जय। समवेत भक्त बंधु की जय, हरिनाम संकीर्तन की जय, निताय गौर प्रेमानंदे, हरि हरि बोल। All glories to assembled devotees, Hare Krishna. All glories to assembled devotees, Hare Krishna. All glories to assembled devotees, Hare Krishna. All glories, all glories, all glories. Shri Guru and Gauranga, Prabhupada ki jai. Om Vishnu Padaya, Krishna Vishtaye, Mudre Srimate. Bhakti Vedanta Swami Nidram Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvisesh Sunyavadi Panchant Devtarine Pad ki jai. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Narayanam Namaskritya Naram Chaiva Narottamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Jayamudiraye नष्टाप्रयेषु भद्रेषु नित्यं भागवत सेवया भगवती उत्तमश्लोके भक्तिर्भवति नैष्टिकी. Reading from Srimad Bhagavad Gita, chapter 2, contents of Gita summarized, verse number 51 to 53. We will be discussing also wonderful pastime. The example of this verse, Sripada Madhavendra Puri, from whom this ecstatic love of transformation of Krishna Prema has been distributed in Brahma Madhva Gaudiya Sampradaya through Lord Brahma, through Nardamani Vyasdev coming down through Sripad Madhvacharya, further down from Madhavendra Puri is the first person from whom the love of God, especially Krishna Prema, highest level of Krishna consciousness has been given. Above Shanta Dasya Sakya Vatsalya Madhurya. The highest rasa has been started, been distributed. Okay, let us start. Verse number 51. Karmajam buddhi yukta hi phalam tyakta manishinaha janma bandha vinirmukta padam gachanti anamayam. Karmajam buddhi yukta hi phalam tyakta manishinaha Janma bandha vinirmukta padam gachanti anamayam. Karmajam buddhi yuktai balam tyakta manishina. Janma bandha vinirmukta padam gachanti anamayam. Buddhi is an important word because now Lord Krishna is going to speak. So you already started last section also, last verse also, last times. So this continues, and then Arjuna asks the question, Buddhi, Prajna, intelligence. He keeps speaking about intelligence, and Arjuna becomes doubtful. And then he asks the question next about this. So karmajam buddhi yukta hi palam tyakta manishina janma bandha vinirmukta padam gachanti anamayam. Word to word. Karmajam, ja, wherever ja is used, that means is birth. Here karmajam means each activity we do, there is a reaction. Reaction in terms of the material bondage, material reactions. If you are dovetailing that activity into spiritual consciousness, then there is no more reaction. Then that will lead on to attaining spiritual birth, spiritual entering into spiritual world. That's the last word is anamayam, without any material tinge of any material things. That is spiritual world. So karmajam ja. So in the first verse of Srimad Bhagavatam also starts with the janmadhyasya yataha. Janma adi means starting from birth, creation, maintenance, destruction. Also from adi rasa, from madhur rasa, santa, vatsalya, sakya, all rasas, all the creation. So ja means generally that is what it is. Karmajam due to fruitive activities. Fruit means result. One is attached results. That means then immediately is bound by the reaction. Buddhi Yukta, being engaged in devotion service. He certainly, phalam, results, tektva, giving up, manichina, great sages or devotees, janma bandha, from the bondage of birth and death, vinir mukta, liberated, padam, position, gachanti, they reach, anamayam, without miseries. Translation by Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Gopal Ki Jai. There is Amayam, there is Anamayam, there is Mahamayam. So Mahamaya, Durga Devi. But there is also that word can mean different things in different context. So Mahamaya is same as Anamayam in one verse. Srimad Bhagavatam that is being described. It has been so translation by Divine A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada Ki Jai. By thus engaging in devotion service to the Lord, great sages or devotees free themselves from the results of work in the material world. In this way, they become free from the cycle of birth and death and attain the state beyond all miseries by going back home, back to Godhead. How many of us, how many of you want to go back home, back to Godhead? How many of you doesn't want any miseries and suffering? Everybody will raise their hand. No one wants suffering, but suffering will. Yatha dukkam, yatha sukham, yatha dukkam, ayatmata. As everybody looks for happiness, distress also comes, even though nobody wants it. Deha yogena dehina. As soon as one has a material body, then you will get both. Very important section now because Lord Krishna is going to the next highest section, Samadhi. So he's bringing that point of Krishna consciousness, bringing to Samadhi stage in these three verses, and then he lays out the section of Samadhi from 54 all the way to 72 in this chapter. Translation repeat. By thus engaging in devotion service to the Lord, that is Buddhi Yukta, great sages or devotees free themselves from the result of work in the material world. In this way, they become free from the cycle of birth and death and attain the state beyond all miseries by going back home, back to Godhead. We'll look at the example of Sripada Madhavendra Puri, beautiful example, where he engaged everybody, everyone from all walks of life. Because of that, everybody has started in the journey of Krishna consciousness and finally attaining to the spiritual world. Verse number 52. यदा ते मोहकलिलं बुद्धिर्व्यतितरिष्यति तदा गन्तासि निर्वेदं श्रोतव्यस्य श्रुतस्य च. In this particular section, very important point is being made many times as practitioners of devotees and yogis and pretty much everyone on the path of spiritualism, on the path of religion, they forget one point is generally misses is the essence. They generally caught up with religious principles, religious formulas, so many rules and regulations, but the essential point of developing love for Krishna, understanding the who is actually who are we doing it for, who is supposed to be in the center, who are we trying to please by following this particular rule or some regulation, doing some activity. What are we trying to do? Whom are we pleasing? So, what is exactly the essence? That point is generally most of the times is missed. Everybody is generally attached to the particular some ritual, some religious formula, but the essence is generally many times it is missed. So that's why that point is being stressed in these verses, three verses as well as this verse. You can see moha kalilam, illusion about actually what is the essence. And because if the ultimate result is the end, someone practices so many formulas, so many types of rituals. If he doesn't develop any attachment to Lord Vishnu, Lord Krishna, then what is the use? It's simply useless, whatever he has done. Not much. He'll just get some positive pious credits and he'll enjoy in this life, go to the heavenly planet, higher planet, then again comes down. So it's not much use. So that's why that is being stressed. Don't be caught up with just by rules and regulations. Understand the underlying essence actually, whom we have to develop love for. यदा ते मोहकलिलं बुद्धिर्व्यतितरिष्यति तदा गन्तासि निर्वेदं श्रोतव्यस्य श्रुतस्य च यदा ते मोहकलिलं बुद्धिर्व्यतितरिष्यति तदा गन्तासि निर्वेदं श्रोतव्यस्य श्रुतस्य च yada when they your moha of illusion kalilam dense forest buddhi transcendental service with intelligence because it requires some intelligence mm, especially with along with the transcendental service so that we know the essence what is meant to please so Vyatitarishati, we want to please because that is the essence. You want to chant, you want to hear, you want to do some service, you want to do something, but who are you trying to please? I say, what is your object? What is the objective of particular project, particular activity? That has to be seen, not just simply go on blindly without understanding that essence. So that's why it requires some intelligence is required. Vyatitarishati surpasses tada at that time, Gantasi, you shall go, Nirvedam, Kailasmas, Srotavasya, toward all that is to be heard, Srutasya, all that is already heard, Cha, also. Translation by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada, Prabhupada Vijay. When your intelligence has passed out of the dense forest of delusion, you shall become indifferent to all that has been heard and all that is to be heard. What does it mean? When your intelligence is passed out of dense forest of delusion, same thing. You shall become indifferent to all that has been heard and all that is to be heard. This morning also I quoted one of the verse from Prahlad Maharaj's prayers. He says the same thing. Anihaya, become indifferent to the so many so-called worldly things. Sometimes many people speak from Bhagavad Gita only, but they are not of this transcendental service with intelligence is not there. So they speak something else. And Prabhupada quotes on these verses, example of Mahatma Gandhi. He took Bhagavad Gita only. So many people take up Bhagavad Gita example only, but they talk something else, what Krishna didn't speak. They derive something else, some other meaning. So then that's where you have to become indifferent to those, whatever you heard, what is yet to be heard from those kind of religious formulas, rituals, whatever you name it, on the name of Bhagavad Gita, on the name of Vedas, Upanishads. So many people do. Are we not seeing jihadists and so many things? On the name of religion, so many things people do. But in reality, the essence, the big point is missed completely. There is no actual love of God in the heart. That is not the essence. They are doing something else. So that's why Krishna is telling, Lord is telling, he's already expecting what is going to happen. How they take the words of Krishna and turn this way, that way, and then make it something else. So that's why he's telling, you shall become indifferent to all that has been heard and all that is to be heard. Even after Krishna leaves, also what is going to happen, he already knows. So that's why he's making it very clear. So you have to use your intelligence, you have to understand the as it is the message of what I am giving. Verse 153. This is the last verse for this section. श्रुति विप्रतिपन्ना ते यदा स्थास्यति निश्चला समादावचला बुद्धि chala means moving, achala means not moving. So we are moving, we walk. Achala means the stones, the trees. So all these are doesn't move. So they are called achala. Means here in this sense, fixed up, very fixed up, day in, day out. You'll never miss his devotion service to the Lord. So that is what achala means, very fixed up. Samadhi means that's what it is, fixed up. Every day, not a single day goes by without practicing devotion service. Is unfazed by anything what goes on in his life externally. There may be so many things. Sruti vipratipanna te yada stasati nischala samadho achala buddhi tada yogam avapsyasi. Sruti vipratipanna te yada stasati nischala samadho achala buddhi tada yogam avapsyasi. Or towards Shruti of Vedic revelation. Vipratipanam. See, that's revelation. When it will be revealed, and we will see that example from Madhavendra Puri. When he was revealed, Lord is revealing to him. Vipratipanna, without being influenced by fruitive results. So that is the key. So everybody is expecting some fruit. So most of the times they're not desiring to understand the actual real thing, but they want to get something out of it, something out of Bhagavad Gita, Srimad Bhagavatam, by some partner. They want to get something out of it, misconstruing something what Krishna didn't mean. So they will come up with their ideas. They your yada when stasyati remains nischala, unmoved, samadhu, in transcendental consciousness or Krishna consciousness. Samyak adiyate iti samadhi. Means sama means bringing all the senses, controlling all the senses, the ear, the eye, the nose, the sense perception, the tongue, all the senses, jnanendriyas are all in one line, unison with the Lord's desires. That is what samadhi means. Samyak, completely. Although, so bringing it to the standstill, one pointed focus. Achala, unflinching. Unflinching, that's what unflinching means. Not moving in here and this way and that way. Ekagra, one point attention. Buddhi, intelligence, tada, at that time, yogam, self-realization, avapsasi, you will achieve. Translation by Shpopat. When your mind is no longer disturbed by the flowery language of the Vedas, and when it remains fixed in the trance of self-realization, then you will have attained the divine consciousness. When your mind is no longer disturbed by the flowery language of the Vedas, when it remains fixed in the trance of self-realization, then you will have attained the divine consciousness. So, let us offer our prayers, then we'll understand these three verses 51 to 53, chapter 2. ओम अज्ञानतिमिरन्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मीलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः मूकं करोति वाचालं पङ्गुं लङ्घयते गिरिं यत्कृपातमहं वन्दे श्रीगुरुं देवतारिणं परमानन्दमाधवं श्रीचैतन्यईश्वरं वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्येव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः अनन्तकोटि वैष्णव विजय जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधार श्रीवासादि गौर भक्त वृंद हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे हरे राम 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 हरे हरे श्री चैतन्य मनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूप कदा मह्यं ददाति स्वापदान्तिकम् रूप गोस्वामी प्रभुपाद की जय, गोपाद की जय, गौर भक्तों की जय. So I'm trying to understand these important verses from Bhagavad Gita from 51 to 53, which is giving the main point I mentioned already. That in these verses, Krishna first in this chapter 2, explaining after Arjuna surrendered to the giving his reasons, doubts, Arjuna Vishada is lamenting, anxiety, agitation was there in his heart. Then he understood that I have given so many reasons, so many doubts. Now I cannot decide anything. What I am supposed to do, what is good for me, what is permanent benefit for me. So let me surrender. So far I have spoken, I discussed as a friend with Krishna. Now I should surrender because there is no one in this world who can actually remove this distress. Then he submits in 2.7. That is the first section. Further doubts of Arjuna, because in this previous section he has already mentioned that I don't want to fight because of enjoyment, I don't want to fight because of compassion for my own family members. How can I fight? Um, Sinful activity I will incur if I kill my own. Then destruction of dynasty. Then who's going to be there? Then there may be unwanted population, whatnot, like this. Therefore, the fifth is inaction. He doesn't know then whether he should fight, renounce, go to forest. He was a Kshatriya, great lineage, but still he is thinking like this. He was bewildered. Dharma sammoda cheta. He didn't know what is dharma, what is his duty. In simple terms, what is dharma means duty, occupation duty. So as a business, as IT, whatever. You may have duty as a family member. But the real duty is, underlying duty is actually servant of Krishna, serving the Supreme Personality of Godhead. That is a core identity. So, as I mentioned, Jiver Krishna, what is that? Verse I'm forgetting. Jiva Swarup by Nitya Krishnadas. You are eternally part and parcel of Krishna. So, because the natural occupation duty of a living and human being is especially service. So that's everybody serving. The friend is serving another friend, wife is serving husband, husband is serving wife, or children. So service is always there. IT or business, wherever community, nation, wherever your service is there. Because that was service is actually service to God in the center, then you serve everybody else. That is missing. That center point, God in the center is missing. We serve everybody else, but that is not in the center. So then automatically your relation, everything becomes baffled. So one point or the other becomes frustrating. It brings distress and anxiety and all that. Because it's not viewed in relation with the Lord, so then automatically it has a material tinges, and then reactions are already there in this verse that is mentioned. So that was the position, that was the context where Arjuna is coming with, as we are also going through that anxiety, distress, suffering, material modes. That was the context of Arjuna's position. For the doubts of Arjuna, first section 1 to 10, and then 11 onwards, Lord Krishna describes Sankhya Yoga. So fight, fight for the soul. Understand the spirit, soul, and the body. Two different things. Distinction is made. That is called Sankhya Yoga. From 11 to verse number 30. Then Krishna said, now fight, work, duty is bringing. Initially he mentioned, for soul there is no death. That is what he is telling in the first section. Soul and body. Soul, there is no death. So it's always there eternally. Ajo Nitya Saswato Ayam Purana is eternal. So Aja, unborn, everlasting, primeval, all these characteristics. And the next section is bringing now, as you understood now, body and soul. Now you should do work. A Kshatriya is supposed to fight. Everybody has to work. Nobody can stay idle. Otherwise, he cannot sustain, maintain himself. So you work, mm, fight. So that's what karma is bringing the next section from verse number 31 to 39 is bringing the karma activity. Then 39 today, 39 all the way, or 42 all the way till 53, today's section. Following on that, next one is talking about buddhi. You perform activity which doesn't cause attachment, bondage, suffering. Now you understand. Now you understood the activity, the karma you must do. The what kind of karma you should do and how, in what karma you should do. You should become mm, not attached to results. You should actually dovetail that consciousness in the with the service spirit to the Lord. So that is the main point here. Buddhi Yoga. Sankhya Yoga slash Jnana Yoga, then Karma Yoga, then Nishkama Karma Yoga. It begins with that. Karmanyevadikaraste, as we discussed in the last verse. Now he's bringing it to next stage because next section is going to completely bhakti, attaining samadhi, perfection, self realization, 54 to all the way to 72. So before that, he's bringing now the bhakti, Nishkama Karma Yoga. That means without attached results, but doesn't mean that you are completely in bhakti. They're getting there almost because it has to be. People may work without attached result. I don't want anything. So he has a lot of money. He has whatever he needs. He has. So he can spend all that and he can do so many things. That doesn't mean that he's doing for the Lord. He's doing for the Lord Krishna or Guru. That's not the case. Many people in this world do so many philanthropy. Does that mean they are all doing? And they know the what is the essence actually their human life? No, they don't know. Savai Pumsam Parodharmo Yato Bhakti Radok Ahaitigi Atma Suprasida. They don't know the ultimate goal of life. They don't know. So that's why. And so for them, they may be Nishkam Karma Yoga. They will gradually come, maybe next life or after many lifetimes, they may come to this process. As Krishna, we discussed yesterday on Friday's class, and Bhagavad Krishna is telling in devotion service chapter, the last, if they cannot follow, they cannot practice, they cannot work for me, they cannot, then at least they should start performing the Nishkam Karma, not attach to results. So, in that way, so for them also there is a way to go gradual elevated, but it takes long time for them to come because they are not directly practicing. So, it's a gradual elevation. Different people are at different level, elementary level, intermediate, like that. So that is what is been described. In this particular section, now is bringing the bhakti aspect, buddhi yukta. So one should uh, give up this fruitive language of the Vedas, attached too much attached to the fruits. I should come to temple because I am going to get this result. That I'm going to read this Vedas are telling, then what result I'm going to, I will get a good job, I'll get a good wife, I'll get, good, nice home, I'll get all these things, so many things. I'll do this because I'll worship this particular God, then I will get this. That kind of attachment you should give up. In the previous 50, not 50, 43, 45, 43, 44, 42 was, I think. I'm talking about this. Veda Vadarata, fruitive language of the Vedas, green leaves of the tree. They're attracted by the externals, not understanding the essence. So that's why in this particular verse, in this particular section, Krishna is telling, you become indifferent. Mm, कर्मजं बुद्धियुक्ता हि पदं गच्छन्ति अनामय. कर्मजं बुद्धियुक्ता हि फलं त्यक्त्वा मनीषिणः. Every first point has to be understood is every person who acts in this world has a reaction, whether positive or negative, pious or impious. Then accordingly he enjoys or suffers for that. It doesn't balance out. Some people think that now since I am going to do some religious activity, so now let me balance it with some religious activity. So it will balance, but that's not the case. Unless he performs Krishna consciousness, then his sinful activity, whatever he has done, that can be purified. As the famous verse in the Canto 2, Chapter 4, verse number 18, I think. Verse number 18. Sukadeva Goswami speaking. Famous verse. The glories of Srimad Bhagavatam, you can say. Kirata Hunandra Pulinda Pukkasa Abhira Samba Yavana Kashadaya Ennecha Papa Yudupashraya Suddhanti Prabha Vishnave Nama. There are so many types of people. They are named as nine different groups of this whole world on this material, especially material universes. In this current universe, is talked about. They are characterized as Kirata, one category. Huna from China, Japan. uh, Andhra, I'm from Andhra, so that region, Andhra. Pulinda, another region, Mongolia, I think. Pukasa, I think Philippines. Like that, each region, Kasha, race. So all the whole world, seven continent, we have all those are categorized in these seven. But everyone can be purified. They may be dog eater, they may be snake eater, they may be whatever they may be. They may be fourth class, fifth class, or lesser than that. So all they can be purified. How Kirata, Hunandra, Pulinda, Pukasa, Abira. Abira means completely the aborigines. Abira, Samba, Yavanas, Greeks and all, everybody is there, include all the seven continent types of people are included. Avira, Samba, Yavana, Kashadaya, Yenyecha Papa, they may have so many simple Yadu Pashrayas, Yadupate, Lord Krishna, one who takes Ashraya, taking shelter of the Lord Vishnu, Lord Krishna, then Yadupashraya, Ashraya, Suddhanti, immediately the purification starts. Prabha Vishnave Nama. As soon as they chant, that's why even if you are not at home, you are traveling, then you can't get prasad, then you take vegetarian, you chant Sri Vishnu three times. So that is a quick offering to the Lord, and you are accepting. Uh, so that is the Krishna conscious. It becomes prasad like that. So Suddhanti Prabhu Vishnu. Because otherwise you have reaction. In general, anything we do, eating, sleeping, whatever activity we do, everything has a reaction. So that's what in one verse yesterday we read. Inaction and action. So action and inaction. You're not doing anything, but still there is a reaction. There is action, and because it's a bondage. Even though you're not doing, because anything, if one who's Krishna consciousness, even if he's not doing, there is no activity. Even when he's doing, also he is in action. For him, he is always in action only, because he's performing a karma in relation to the Supreme Lord. He's waking up, he's brushing the teeth, he's evacuation, everything he's doing, it's all in relation. He wants to maintain the body so that it is fit to serve the Lord. In that way, he's doing. Then for him, there is no action reaction, because it is completely a karma. It's zero balance of this material credits and discredits, so loss. So he is completely on the spiritual credits he's getting. That is what called as a karma. So that we have to understand. That's why in this verse, Krishna is telling that karmajam buddhi yukta. That's what we have first understand. Then buddhi yukta. But as soon as one engaged in buddhi yukta, means use his intelligence in transcendental service of the Lord, buddhi, then Phalam Tektva Manishina. Then no more results. He will give up all the results, positive and negative results, pious and impious. So Phalam Tektva Manishina. Krishna talks about it in so many different places. This positive, negative automatically gets moved up. In Brahma Samhita, there is a verse. All your bank balance, because each life, human life, otherwise, generally the reaction action is there. Famous verse, Srimad Bhagavatam. Karanam gunasangasya sad asad janmayamshu. Because living entity is engaged, associated with three modes of material. Sometimes it does passionate work, sometimes in mode of goodness, sometimes in ignorant activities it does. Then is automatically will move towards attaining that kind of body in next life. Because he is associating with particular mode, then he'll attain particular birth in the next life. Because he has done something good in the past life, that's why we all received a human birth. We have received, we entered in certain family, we have certain opulence, certain job, some facial features, how we look, everything is based on pious credit. We have done some pious, that's why we have at least some facilities, some opulence is there. So these one has four opulences, Janma, Aishwarya, Sruta, Sri, means because he has performed some pious credits. So then only, otherwise some people may work very hard, but they can't get, hardly they can maintain the family, because of the problem is this, enough pious credits are not there. Mm, he used it up in the previous life, he wasted it, then naturally he cannot. So that's why we have to utilize it very carefully. Freedom is there, free will is there, choice is there, but if you don't use it, then you will finish it, then next life then will be bleak. If you want bright future, then at least we should utilize carefully our pious credit. Whatever we have credits, then we should utilize, engage in the service of the Lord. Then that will multifolds, our credits will multifolds. So bright future will be there. And that has to be understood. So in Brahma Samhita, that verse is there where it clears the bank balance, everything, all our sinful act, everything. Because we are engaged in Buddhi Yukta, engaged in pure devotion service. Where it mentioned yat yastu indra gopam atavestu ahostru karma bandhanu rupam falabhajana matanot karmani nirdhati kinchuta bhakti bhajam govindamadi purusham tamaham bhajami. Yastu Indra Gopa is the smallest insect, and then highest is Indra. Indra, Gopa to Indra, all of them, everybody has to go through. Bank balance is there. Pious, even demigods also. This morning, somebody asked the question that what happens to the heavenly planet? Indra, all the demigods, they also progress, but too much enjoyment. Anytime one has too much enjoyment, too many facilities, yes, too much, too many cars, too many homes, too much money, what you'll do? They're not interested. Most of the time, you'll not find them any interest in transcendental subject matter. They're not interested in devotion service because they are enamored by the externals. Then you can't do much actually. You can't get what is the goal of life because you are living, breathing in, breathing out with all the external, so much attraction for these things. Then you can't practice. You can't get to the real thing. So that is the general problem. Janmaistra Sutta Sribir Eda Manam Mada Puman. Mada means intoxicated. You are so proud of your these externals. Naivarvam abhidatum vai akinchana gochari. You can't see the reality. You can't see it. So that will be the cause. So that is why the higher planets, as per level planet, too much enjoyment is there. Then it's becomes very difficult. They can practice it. They are mode of goodness, but still, when we have so much facility for enjoyment, it becomes difficult to actually. Isn't the case? When we are in difficulty, then we worship God, we pray to the Lord. So that is the case generally many times. Though there are people who does every day, doesn't matter whether they are going through difficulty or not difficulty, they are always serving the Lord. They are trying to remember the Lord and practicing it. But many people they take it up only when there is a problem. So if they in the heavenly planet, then very rarely they have a problem. So most of the time they are enjoying them. How much they will remember the Lord. That's why you will see these pastimes. Brahaspati walking in is offering garland to Indra. Then Indra was completely in a different world enjoying. Then he put that garland to his elephant Airavat, and Airavat, what Airavat, he threw it down and he crushed it. Then Brahaspati crushed it and he walked away. He couldn't see. Then he had a reaction. He had to suffer. He lost his kingdom. Then demons won it. All these are the lessons. You may sit in a heavenly planet, a higher planet, I can go and enjoy. But what will result? Then again, suffering will be there even then also. But temporarily you may enjoy. So that's why they fall down from heavenly planet to material planet again. When you finish your enjoyment, your time is up, then you go come to the material world again. So that we don't want to do that business repeatedly again and again, life after life. So that's why Astu Indragopam Atavesva Ahosva Karma. Everybody has their Swakarma, their own activities, action, reaction, positive and Bandhan Urmam Falavajanam Asana. Bandhan means they are bounded. Indra is bounded all, including all demigods. Not Lord Shiva. Lord Shiva is above, is not Jiva Tattva, so he is aloof from that. But Lord Brahma to Indra to every one of them. Unless they practice devotion, unless they see everything in relation to the Lord and practice it, then naturally they enter into the spiritual world when their job is done, when their lifetime is done. That is generally most of the time Brahma who are ruling. Brahma is a position from Brahma's planet, highest planet. They will enter into the spiritual world when his time is over. Most of them, but there are cases. Shastra Bhagavatam explains. Even Brahma himself had to go through three positions. He could be in a karma platform, he could be in jnana platform, he could be in yoga platform. Then he has to come again. Even Brahma himself, after so long, trillions of years, is as Brahma, but still he also has to come. So what about us? We also. If Krishna and Lord Vishnu is not in the center, you are caught up with religious formulas. You may come to temple, but what is the essence? If you think that I'm going to come and break the coconut, I'm going to see the Lord, I'm going to get this result, you're attached. You have no consciousness. Lord is there, Acha Vigraha is there. You have no absorption. You have no attachment. Who He is, actually, what I'm doing, why I'm coming to temple to take darshan, what does it mean? You have no idea. You will get the benefit, some benefit, but that is not the actual, really, the essence. Essence means you should understand. So, who is that personality standing on the altar? So, what are his activities? What are the pastimes? What is my relation with the Lord? That essence has to be understood. Simply uh, caught up, somebody has told yes, you can do it, but essence has to be understood. Otherwise, it can be simply, doing some puja, going home, coming back again, doing the same puja. So many people does that. Whole life they will do, but they can't remember Krishna at the end because they don't know. They just simply perform some religious rituals. The essence is missing. So that's why in this verse, in these three verses, Krishna is telling that karmajam buddhi yoga. If the intelligence, you better use your intelligence. What are you doing it for? Whom are you doing? Whom are you pleasing? Are you pleasing your senses, your family, or are you pleasing Krishna? So that has to be. If that is not there, then some other result will get. You'll get some positive credits, but that is not all in all. You get more money and whatever material benefits you'll get, nice home, nice bank balance, all those things, nice wife, all these things will happen. But you want the real higher thing, even than that. So that you will get if you use your intelligence, if you fix. You understand why you are doing it for. Who are you doing it for? These two things has to be understood. Karmajam buddhi yukta. Then what will happen? Phalam chakta manishna. Padam gachanti anamayam. Amayam means impurities. Anamayam means no impurities. That is what Mahamayam I mentioned earlier. Maha, Mayamayam, not Mahamayam, Mayamayam. Maya means illusion. That which is not in connection with Supreme. That is called Maya. Mayam means, Mayamayam means in this case, Maya Amayam. That is divided. Maya Mayam. Generally people think that connected with illusion, connected with temporary material nature. But that word, Prabhupada Jiva Goswami is quoting three, four different great acharyas, is explaining that Maya Amayam means Maya is Durga Devi, Maya is in relation to the Supreme Lord. Durga Devi is also acting in relation. She is being empowered by the Lord to take care of this material universe. So, but as soon as one engages in Amayam business in relation with the Lord, he utilizes everything in resources in service of the Lord, then he will be purified. He will go back home, back to God when he gives up this body. That is what here. Padam gachanti anamayam. No more impurities. So no more impurities. You will attain. You will be cleared. That's what Maya Mayam means. Maya Amayam means the illusionary aspect. He has wrong intelligence. That will be purified. That's the connection with the next verse. Because in the previous verse it is mentioned that why should I perform this Nishkam Karma Yoga, Bhagavad Arpit Nishkam, why should I perform? Because the result will be, you will be freed from this happiness, distress, especially the suffering. And now the next verse has been talked about. How one can do that, how what is the essence should be there. You have to give up. Tadate moha kaligam yada gantesam nirvedam gantas nirvedam yada stas. So moha kaligam. You have to give up this illusion of the religious formulas, activities. And then Prabhupada quotes that Madhavendra Puri, Sripada Madhavendra Puri, the great transcendent, great Acharya, he has, uh, and then Prabhupada quotes, so Madhavendra Puri, one time he came to Vrindavan, he is praying to the Lord, praying that, oh, all these religious forms, he doesn't want, he was not, he stopped doing in the morning, offering water to the sun, offering different rituals, morning, afternoon, evening. One supposed to worship demigod, worship forefathers, all these things are there. Rituals are there in the Vedas, Upanishad. These things are there. In this morning class, also one verse in the ninth chapter, we're reading Prabhupada telling, Dasa Purnamasa, worshipping different demigods, uh, 10 different things, 10 different things that is mentioned in the Shastra. You get different benefits of this material world, how to enjoy more. Uh, but people do that. But that is religious formula. So no, that's not the essence. That we have to give up. Madhavendra Puri has told, he was praying Sandhya Vandanam in the morning, in the afternoon, in the evening. I cannot do anymore. 3 times taking bath, so many, 3 times worshipping different demigods, again sacrifices, lighting of the fire and all. Please forgive me. I'm not able to do this. My mind is still simply focused on Yadupate, worshipping Lord Krishna, Lord Vishnu. He was not even eating. He was not going anywhere. He was not talking to anybody. He was completely in absorption, day in, day out. He was not eating at all. Hardly was eating either. He was in that state of consciousness. So he came to Govardhan Parikrama in Vrindavan Dham. And then he came to the place Govinda Kund, where Lord Indra has done this, poured heavy torrents of rain on Govardhan, on Vrindavan Dham, especially on Vrindavan Vasis, Vrajavasis. Then Lord lifted the Giriraj Govardhan, so to protect all the cows, calves, covered boys. Then he's been given lesson. Indra has learned his lesson, understood. He's not ordinary coward boy. He was proud because Indra Puja, he stopped Indra Puja. His father was doing all the Indra Puja before. No need to do that. You worship the Giriraj Govardhan. Krishna himself expanded as Giriraj Govardhan. Worship the mountain because he's the one who's giving. Cows are getting the grass. Everything is being supplied with. You might as well worship. Indra is not going to, he's not the authority. So he's not giving. So you don't need to worship the demigods in that way. Lord Krishna. Then Indra got very angry and then he did this. Then he understood. This actually is my supreme Lord, he is my master. Then he comes to this Govinda Kund. When you go next time, you better please visit. If you go to Govardhan, in that area, it is there, Govinda Kund. I remember I went, I think 2011. I was there in Vrindavan. I was there at Govinda Kund. You take some water and sprinkle on your head. So that's where Madhavendra Puri came. He took bath at Govinda Kund and then sat down. Then he felt unconscious. He was completely absorbed in the Lord, Lord Krishna, Yadupate. Then at that time, then one cowherd boy has walked in and he woke him up. Oh, Baba, we see all these ladies who take the water from the wells. They told me that it doesn't seem like you are eating, you are fasting. But in our village, no one fasts, no one fasts. So we see you are fasting. So please take this milk because some people only drink milk, some people eat, some people fast. So I brought some milk. I see it looks like you are fasting. I have been told. That's why I brought milk. Please take this milk. Then Madhavendra Puri took it, and then he then he was searching for it. Then he left. No, I have to go. I have to milk the cows. I have to go. Then he gave, keep the pot. I'll come and take it later. Then he left. Then he was searched in that direction, but he couldn't find anyone. Then he understood he's not ordinary boy. He's not ordinary boy. Hmm. Then again he got dozed off because he's always in meditation absorption. Then Lord appeared in dream, Gopal. Gopal deity, because of the Muslim invasion at that time, this deity was put in bushes to save the Lord, because sometimes these warriors are so much what do you call, um, not what is it, aggression, so much aggression at that time. So they couldn't do. Then they hid the deity in the bushes. This Gopal deity, Sri Radha Madan Mohan. And then Lord has appeared in the dream and told, because you are intoxicated with love for me, now I am revealing, as we just read earlier in the, I think, 53rd verse. uh, it says, this one, revelation. For whom it will reveal? Or when one is actually intoxicated imbued with love, is really crying, "Oh Lord, tell me what I should offer to you. What you like me to offer today? What kind of garland? What kind of food do you want me to offer? What will please you? You tell me. I don't know anything. How to do, what to do. Tell me." So then Lord will reveal, because somebody is really seeking what actually pleases the Lord. So naturally, Lord will reveal. One who is in love with the Lord, naturally, it will reveal. The close friends, they reveal each other confidentially because they have that faith, 100% faith. So between wife and husband, like that, very close relationship, wherever that is revealed. Same thing with the Lord as well. Preeti, the love is there, then that's why Lord is telling Gopal, deity was telling Madhavendra Puri, I reveal you to you that I am being put in bushes. It's been so long. I was waiting when this Madhavendra Puri is going to come and take me out. So much heat. I'm feeling so hot. Please take me out. Use the help from all the villagers and take me out. And then, give me a bath. It's been so hot. So I'm really suffering. So then he woke up, and he understood what has happened. Then he collected all these people, villagers. He went to that place where Lord was telling, bushes. Then they cleaned up the place, and then they took the deity out. And then Madhavendra Puri engaged all kinds of people in this activity. So in this way, they all, even though they may not be in a pious background, they may be whatever background they may be, but because this spiritual master, Sripada Madhavendra, exalted personality, great Acharya, he engaged by his association. Then he initiated them also. Some of these Brahmanas, he initiated them and he engaged them. So they started giving them bath from Ganga, from Govinda Kund. They brought so much water. It's called for three things there. It mentions that. First one is Panchagavya Snan. Panchagavya means cow dung, cow urine, cow ghee. I'm forgetting. So cow milk, one more thing. Total five things. All cow products. That's why it's called Panchagavya. So that is the first thing. The Lord has been bathed with these things. Then Pancha Mahasnan with water. This Govinda Kund, Ganga water. So 900,000 pitchers or so. So much. So and then the third, step by step. So it is long process. So much Abhishek, not a half an hour, 1 hour thing. A few hours. So many village, pretty much he engaged everybody in this. This is what the real thing is, as in this verse. Buddhi Yuktahi, as we can see in this verse. What does it say? 53. Shruti Viprati Pannate Yada Stasya Nischala. Very fixed up. Madhavendra is so fixed up. Because Lord has told, Lord has appeared and told, then I want to please the Lord because He is always in that mood. So then even though He was not talking to anybody, He was not doing anything, He was not even eating for Himself because He's maintained with the Supreme Lord. Suppose all maintaining the strength, everything. So, but now Lord revealed because His mood is to please the Lord. Now He started doing activity. So He engaged everybody else also. Till that point, He was not even talking to anybody. He was not asking for anything. But now is completely because the Lord has given the service. So immediately he engaged all of them. So they engaged all of them to doing this Abhishek, then Mahasnan. Then the third step he has done is with scented water, making the Lord's body very glossy, beautiful, shining. You will see as we are seeing that Lord's body transparent is shining. They always, they apply ghee and they apply there. It is mentioned. Then these three ways, different types of snan, bathing the Lord. First one is Panchagavya, then next one is this Ganga, different holy rivers water, Mahasnan. Third one is the sanctified uh, with sandalwood and other things, or scented oils. Scented oils. That is the third one. In this way, then Lord was cooled down, Lord, almost like a few hours process. Then then Madhavendra Puri established, and they brought so many hundreds. Whenever Abhishek is done at home or at temple, wherever, always there should be offering. When you take bath, when you come out, what do you want to do? You want to eat nice pakoda, nice something hot, something, ice cream, whatever, something, really nice. Generally, when you take bath, you become fresh, and generally, most of the time, you want to eat or you want to drink something. It's the same thing here. A lot is so personal, everything you have to understand. It's a natural, personal thing we have to understand. So, after Abhishek, every time it is always offered. Even though before you might have offered, but still after Abhishek, always you offer things. So this has to be understood. So that's what has been done here. Madhavendra Puri is showing how Abhishek should be done. Prabhupada talks about in explaining how in all over the world in ISKCON this process should be followed. What Madhavendra Puri has established, this is the example. These are the very important instruments one should follow in all over the world. Whenever the deity installation is there, when Abhishek, this is how one should do. Then hundreds and hundreds of items, different people, all the villagers they brought. This continued almost that was they finished 2 days or 3 days installation, the whole thing. Then he installed the deity, Gopal. Deity installed a beautiful stone that is a Govardhan, Giriraj Govardhan. Annakut ceremony. This is where it started. The first time this happened done by Sripada Madhavendra Puri has done that. No, all over the world, so many sampradayas, Vaishnava sampradaya, especially in Dwarkadish, Rudra sampradaya, Vallabhacharya sampradaya, this is done. And also in our sampradaya, Brahma Mahatma Gaudi sampradaya, also this is done. Govardhan Puja is a famous, very important festival, one of the important festival in October or so in Kartik month, before Kartik or so. Sometimes it happens in the car. So Govardhan Puja, Annakut, hundreds and hundreds of items. It started first time this happened here in at Govinda Kund. This deity was established and this Annakut ceremony was performed. And then he has initiated these brahmanas, and then he is instructed how to do, how to dress the deity, how to feed the deity, how to do the upachar to the deity. Everything has been instructed by Madhavendra Puri. Exactly what is been. And whatever till now you have heard, whatever you are going to hear from outside us. Hey, no, you don't need to do this. You are too young. You just got married, or you are just a small boy, or you may be whatever. Like that, people may say so many things. Hey, why are you going to temple? Why are you wasting time? Why are you giving money here? So many things people may say. So all that you have to become indifferent because that is the essence of Shastra. You hear from the bona fide Acharya, bona fide Sampradaya, then you take that as essence, and whatever I heard till now, and whatever you are going to hear from others, as soon as you take up Krishna consciousness, there will be people to criticize you and tell you this one, that one, so many hundred things. So that you have to become indifferent. You may hear, you may say, yeah, 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 and then you live there only. You don't take it into heart because that is not the reality. What Krishna is telling is the reality. You have to pay attention to what Krishna has to say, what Prabhupada has to say, what Ramanuja has to say, what Acharya has to say. Krishna and Krishna's representative, not somebody else who have no idea what Bhagavad Gita is, what the essence is. They are not in line with Sadhu, Guru, and Krishna. Then you cannot take their words. Um, so that is what Krishna, that is what Madhavendra Puri has established, instructed, trained them, initiated them. Everything was done. Then again, now the Lord appeared. This is a hot summer. I'm feeling very hot again. So you should get me a sandalwood pulp and camphor and apply it on my body, all over my body. That is the second instruction. First instruction is already over, done. Second instruction. Where you get sandalwood? He is the sannyasi, he doesn't have anything. Where I have no money, I have nothing. But because Lord has told, now he has taken that service as a high priority. Mm. Then all the way he walked. He went to Orissa. Jagannath, he is in Vrindavan. Vrindavan to Orissa, you know how far it is. It's not nearby. This is in North India. This is completely close to this side. So you imagine how far. He walked all the way from Jagannath, from Vrindavan Dham to Jagannath Puri Dham. Mm. Then he met the king and then he took the permission because otherwise dacoits will catch you and then take the sandalwood, everything. So all that. So he took the permission and then he got the sandalwood, then he got the camphor, that rub that chandan. So this is all because sandalwood paste, what how you should make is been clearly been told here. Chester Prabhupada also instructed his disciples used to do chandan every day to the deities, and then the Maha it will be applied on the Sri Prabhupada's forehead. You see everywhere it is there in Mayapur Dham also in many most of the temples it is applied because that is the process. The sandalwood pulp has generally four things. At a minimum is with rose water. That I think most of the people know. Some people put water, then that is not you're not supposed to put water. It has to be rose water, scented. Rose water means scented water. That is the first element. Then the next element is saffron. You are supposed to put. The third element is the eating camphor, not the burning camphor, lighting camphor, not the arati camphor. This is a eating camphor you get in the Indian shops. You put in laddu, you can put in sweets. Sometimes you put in different kinds of some items, edible items, food items, because you can eat that kind of camphor. It has a nice fragrance. That also to be added. That is the instruction here. Lord told sandalwood and camphor. Mm fragrance. So it cools down the body. So in that way, Lord instructed. Then he brought finally after so long walking and then bringing back. Then King also gave some attendant, so protection so that nobody snatches, nobody does anything harm to him because it's expensive. Sandalwood means. So then the Madhavendra Puri brings as he comes back, because again, come back all the way to Vrindavan, he went going itself is so long, arduous journey. Coming back, then Lord tells, and Before that, actually, in the middle, while going itself, in the middle, he stops at this place, Remuna. Remuna is outside 50 kilometers or maybe more outside of the Jagannath Puri. It's called Remuna, where the beautiful deity is the Kshera Chora Gopinath deity. So Kshera Chora, because at this time he was named after this pastime only. Sripada Madhavendra Puri, first time he came, then the Kheer was offered, means sweet rice, beautiful sweet rice is offered. And then he saw that so much fragrance and everything. He wants to know so that he can offer to he can include this particular item. Yeah, yeah. He saw that it's a very wonderful item. I should know, I should taste it so that I know what ingredient they might have put, and I should offer it to my lord there in Gopal deity. I established. I should instruct them. Mm. That was his intention. He doesn't want to taste himself. But as soon as he thought, then Lord being offered these items in 20 cups. Then Lord himself ate and then he kept one or two cups. He hid. So Pujari closed it up, closed the temple and went away. And then Lord has given these to Madhavendra Puri. He stole it and gave it to Madhavendra Puri. Then Madhavendra Puri ate it. He was completely in ecstatic symptoms and everything because Lord, this is Mahaprasad, the Lord personally did that. Then he appeared in the dream of Pujari. What Lord has done. Then I explained to the Pujari. Then this news has been spread. So already, then Madhavendra Puri understood that what is going to happen next day morning. Everybody is going to gather, and so already everybody got to know. Then he left that place, knowing what's going to happen. He was so humble devotee. Then he left that place, and then everybody was asking, "Where is Madhavendra Puri? Where is Madhavendra Puri?" So then he became so famous that this pastime has been told by Madhavendra Puri's disciples, Iswara Puri, to Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. When Chaitanya Mahaprabhu came to this place, Kshera Chora Gopinath, because one who deity who stole the milk, sweet rice for the devotee, for the Lord's great devotee Madhavendra Puri. That's why the name, deity's name changed from Gopinath to Kshera Chora Gopinath in Remuna, very close to Jagannath. In that, then this happened, and he went. Madhavendra Puri went to Jagannath Puri, and then he got the sandalwood pulp and camphor. He brought it back while going towards Vrindavan Dham. Then he stopped again. Then this day, appeared, Gopal appeared again in a dream, and he told, "No, don't come. You don't need to come all the way back. You just apply to the Kshirachor Gopinath deity, and if you apply there, then I will also get satisfied. So I am not different. We both are same. So you apply to Kshirachor Gopinath, the sandalwood pulp, then my heart heat also will go away." So then that's where he has given. Then that deity applied this sandalwood pulp and this with camphor rubbed, because it takes a lot of efforts to rub the chandan. So much chandan you need throughout the body during Chandan Yatra in summer. It's coming up in May, and there's a famous temple, Lord Narsinghdev temple. It's called Sri Varaha Narasimha Swami temple in Simhachalam, where Lord is covered with chandan throughout the year, except one day in May. And most of the time it comes in May. So that day they remove, except a little where his eye is. It's very furious. Uh, no one can look at. So only that day, yeah, that portion they cover with chandan. Rest the whole thing is removed with chandan. So regular day, whole they can't see because he's Lord Narasimha form, Varaha Narasimha, special form. So whole year is covered, but one day they do abhishek and then they cover again back with the chandan. There's famous deity there. Chandan also. I forget some Purnima, some particular day that some Tithi and it happens. So that happens. That Chandana Yatra is 21 days, but that day there is one special like Purnima day that is done in May. But otherwise, in general, all over in Vrindavan, Mayapur, Jagannath Puri, this is Chandana Yatra is a very famous festival because Lord gets great relishment. This is pastime, is engaging everybody in the service of the Lord, even regular people also. Some people they are not even practicing Krishna consciousness. They have some love for the, they have some favorability towards Krishna consciousness. They also come and rub the chandan. So they are all engaged in this way, directly or indirectly. Some people may bring chandan, people may rub it. So any ingredient they may supply, so all of them gets credit in this way. They get the sukruti, bhakti sukruti. Then gradually they may become devotee in this life, or they may and then they may become next life. They may start continuing that in the next life. So that's what here in this particular verse it means is karmajam buddhi yuktayam padam gacham dhyanayam. Uh, Padam, yeah. Stuti Vipratipanade, the 53rd verse is telling that you become indifferent, no more attachment, attraction to the religious formulas. You understand the essence. 15.15. सर्वस्य चाहम हृदय सन्निविष्टो मत्त स्मृति ज्ञानम अपोहंति वेदैश्च सर्वैरहमेव वेद्यो वेदांत कृत वेद विदेव चाहम. I am to be known. Why are you reading Bhagavad Gita? What is the essence? You have to know what Krishna's instruction is. So you become indifferent to whatever else somebody else says. And that is there in the so many verses we can discuss. Veda is the essence is me to understand that I am the essence of Bhagavad Gita. Who is speaking? Lord Krishna is speaking. Then you have to go by what he has to say. That is the essence of Bhagavad Gita, to develop attachment to him, to follow him. What we are supposed to do? Yad Sravanam, Yad Smaranam, Yad Ikshanam, Yad Arhanam, Yad Vandanam. So there's a beautiful verse is there in the 2, 4. So where is this verse? I'm trying to remember. This beautiful verse describes uh, yeah, 2, 4, 15. Yad Kirtanam, Yad Smaranam, Yad Ikshanam, Yad Vandanam, Yad Sravanam, Yad Arhanam. लोकस्य सद्यो विदुनोति कल्मषम तस्मै सुभद्र स्रवसे नमो नमः. Let me offer my respectful obeisances unto all the auspicious Lord Sri Krishna, about whom glorification, remembrances, audience, just be giving audience. Some people just they don't know. They just came to temple first time, they hear, they see, that is giving the audience. They don't know what they are getting, but they also get the benefit. The prayers, hearing, worship can at once cleanse the effort of all sins of the performer. This is what the sublime. Automatically, all our sins. Sadhya means immediately. Lokasa sadhya vidunoti kalmasham. All their dirtiness get washed off. So then you come to this stage. If you follow like that, samadhi, you come to the fixed up, as it in this verse is mentioned. Yes, Ravanam, yes, Smaranam, yes, Ikshanam, yes, Vandanam. You do one of the limbs, one of the practice of devotion service out of these things, 9, or you do one of them very strongly, focusedly, chanting or hearing, serving, like that. Then you will come, naturally, everybody can come to samadhi, achila, fixed up. So then that's what it means. Now Arjuna is going to ask the next question. Next section starts. How do I know one who is fixed up in this samadhi? What is his characteristics? So that I can also practice. I can understand what that person is, who that person is. I can identify, and I can also follow him. I can also hear from him, and I can try to imbibe those qualities and try to develop and try to come to that stage, perfection stage, by following. If I don't know what the character is, then how I can follow, how can I identify? Because anybody may externally, he may have dhoti, he may have kantimala, he may have tilak, then how do I know? So, actually, how much is realized? So that Krishna is going to speak in the next almost 13, 14 verses. That is because in these 3 verses, Krishna is telling that one who is fixed up, one who is samadhi, one who is indifferent to all other religious formulas, is simply fixed on Krishna only and Krishna's instructions clearly, not moving here and there, not doing for some puja, pratishta, lava, getting some results, getting some benefits. No, he has become indifferent to all those things, simply focused on. So this morning also I was mentioning. Ekadasi means not so much about Nirjala fasting. Fasting is secondary thing. Yes, you fast at least from grains and beans and corn, whatnot. But the focus is putting the time, less eating, less cooking, and putting the time for chanting, putting the time for serving to the deities, putting the time for serving Guru, serving the devotees. So remembering, hearing, reading, like that. That is what Ekadasi meant to be. That is what Ram Navami, April 16th coming up, and that day one supposed to engage. Fasting will be there, but that is secondary. The main point is to be fixed up, somehow or other engage in some limb of devotion service that day. That is the essence. You caught up with rule. Ekadasi means you fast, but you do whatever you want, rest. Then what is the use of that fasting? That means you took up some rule, formularies. You haven't understood the essence of actually what Ekadasi means. Hari Vasara, you are supposed to be attached to Hari by pleasing him, not be attached to just one rule of the Ekadasi. So that is what is the essence of this particular section is. You may be in bhakti, but how to focus in bhakti? What is the real thing? Key thing, not caught up with rules and regulations. Rules and regulations is to help, but you have to know the essence. So, loving devotion to the Lord. With that, we'll stop. Already it's very late. Gandhara Srimad Bhagavad Gita ki jai, Prabhupada ki jai, Gaur Bhaktivinoda ki jai.